Are you starting to build your content marketing tech stack and you have no idea which tools to choose? Or maybe you're just overwhelmed by the plethora of tools that are available? Then stick with me until the end of this video because I'm about to share with you 15 of my favorite content marketing tools that you can start using today. By the end of this video, you're gonna have both free and paid tools that you can use for keyword research, outlining, as well as content management. And if you stick with me until the end of this video, I'm gonna give you a special link that you can use to get an extended trial of my favorite digital marketing tool. I'm Will, and if you're new to this channel, here I teach you sales, digital marketing, and entrepreneurship with new videos every single week. So if you haven't already joined our community, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you can get notified of every new release. Now, if you're excited to learn about these 15 content marketing tools, hit that like button right now and let's get into it. As usual, if you need to review anything that I go over in this video, feel free to do so with the following timestamps. Let's get this party started with some keyword and topic research tools. The first tool I'm gonna go over is Keywords Everywhere. And the reason why I like Keywords Everywhere is because they're super cheap and they're easy to use. It takes just seconds to get set up. And immediately you're gonna get things like the search volume, as well as the average CPCs for all sorts of long tail keywords that you might be researching. Today, there's a ton of Keywords Everywhere copycats, some of them pitching their product as free, but personally, I haven't found a better keyword research tool for initial preliminary research than Keywords Everywhere. They're also super affordable. For just $10, you get a ton of credits that last for a really long time. I reload my account maybe once every 9 months or so, and that's personally good enough for me to support keyword research for a ton of niche sites I run, as well as business projects and personal projects. If you don't want to pay for Keywords Everywhere, some alternatives that you can explore are Google Autocomplete, Keyword Planner, LSI Graph, as well as Keyword Surfer. One thing I will say though is avoid Longtail Pro if you can. The reason why you'll see a ton of advertisements for these guys is because they have a really lucrative affiliate deal that they cut for every single person that promotes their product. I personally though tried out their product. It wasn't super easy to use, and it also took forever to actually get information off of the tool. So it's something in which I would say give that a pass if you're going to be looking for alternatives. The second tool recommendation that I can give you for keyword research as well as topic research is Answer the Public. I've mentioned this in a few of my content marketing videos at this point. Answer the Public is great because they're gonna give you a couple free searches every single day. And the reason why they're really powerful is because they output all of the intent-based questions that are frequently asked on any topic or niche that you are researching. Another great feature of Answer the Public is that they provide you with a visual breakdown of the keywords that are related to the topic. So this can be great if you don't like just reading through lists and you actually want to see a visualization of how everything might look or how everything might connect to one another. The third helpful topic research tool is BuzzSumo. I love these guys because they'll let you see what has previously gone viral in your space so that you can get some inspiration for your own content pieces. They have a free trial that lasts for 7 days or up to 100 searches, whichever one comes first. So what you can do is sign up for a free trial, and then from there you can do all your research during that time period and get some really great ideas as to pieces that have a higher probability of going viral. This is my favorite way of finding evergreen content, and this is something that I will always do when I'm taking on a new niche, trying to understand the ins and outs of what readers in this particular area care about. Tool number 4 is Keyworded or QuestionDB. This tool searches through any Reddit for all the relevant phrases that commonly come up within a community. So this is a great way for you to do some initial research if you don't know much about a particular space, or you're looking for particular keywords that are frequently used by different people in this particular topic that you're talking about. I would recommend using this if you're not super comfortable using Google's search operators such as Site: or InTitle:. Otherwise though, you will find that this tool is pretty basic in terms of the results that it'll give you. The fifth tool I love when it comes to keyword research as well as topic research is the Scraper plugin. I love this plugin for 2 big reasons. The first one is because it makes it super easy for you to scrape the People Also Ask section as well as the things that people also search for from just the default Google results. The second reason why I really like this plugin though is because it makes it super easy for you to scrape the headers that your competitors are using as you start doing some market research and understanding what sort of topics you're going to write about and what areas your competitors are not fully addressing and what they are addressing. So what I like to do is I like to pull up 3 to 5 top ranking posts and then understand what all of their headers are, identify commonalities as well as differences, and then see where there are opportunities for me to create epic evergreen content. The sixth tool when it comes to topic research is wordcounter.net. I love this tool because it's a great way for you to copy an article by your competitor or input the URL of your competitor and figure out how many words they wrote about that particular topic. It's important for me to give a disclaimer here though, which is just writing a ton of words on a topic doesn't necessarily guarantee your ability to rank on page 1. That being said though, it is significantly easier to rank for page 1 when you have substantive enough content relative to the competition than a situation where you have less content than the competition. So I like to use this tool to figure out how long people typically write about a particular topic, and then I'll usually add a couple hundred words on top of that in my own evergreen content post. Now that we've covered some keyword as well as topic research tools, let's dig into the next phase of content marketing, which is the actual writing process. There are a ton of content marketing tools that are helpful here. The first one I like is Hemingway Editor. The reason why I like Hemingway Editor is because it makes it super easy for you to see which sentences of yours are potentially way too complicated and could be simplified. Writing simply is a really difficult skill to pull off sometimes, especially when it comes to business writing, but it's something in which Hemingway Editor has got your back. It's also a free resource that you can use at any time. And so all you need to do is go to their website, input your text, and it'll output the results as well as the estimated reading level of the writing that you have input. My second recommendation for content writing tools is Grammarly. I love Grammarly because it allows me to catch some grammatical errors as well as typos that may have not been picked up by the classic Microsoft Word autocorrect. Two big advantages of the premium plan is that it'll account for even more commonly made advanced grammatical mistakes that people make, and also it has a plagiarism checker which can save you on spending money on some other tools. If you are looking for an alternative though when it comes to checking for plagiarism, I also use Copyscape, and it is a pay-per-use platform in which it only costs you a couple cents to do so, but what it does is it searches your text against all of the web. Some major benefits to Grammarly though is that at this point they're super easy to use and they have a full-on experience in web browsers as well as in Word editors, which makes it great for teams in terms of scaling out some production of content as well as ensuring that you are minimizing your mistakes. The third content writing tool I recommend is the Headline Analyzer by the Advanced Marketing Institute. The reason why I like this tool is because it doesn't require any registration and allows you to see how good your headline is. This is a useful tool because it has a ton of applications. If you're a YouTube creator looking for a catchy video title, you can plug it into the Headline Analyzer. If you're trying to name your next blog article, you can also do that. It pretty much just makes it easy for you to tell whether or not you are drawing on the sort of emotions or feelings that you want your audience to have when they are experiencing your headline. Another alternative that I've personally used in the past is CoSchedule's Headline Analyzer. That being said though, I think they put it behind a login screen now, so you actually have to create an account in order to use that particular tool. All right, so we've covered a lot so far, but we've still got a ton of tools to go over. If you're finding this video helpful so far, I'd greatly appreciate it if you hit that like button if you haven't already, because it takes a lot of time for me to put together these sorts of resources for you guys. Now let's dig into two of my top recommendations when it comes to graphic tools. The first tool I can't talk enough about is Canva. The reason why is because it's free to create an account, and with the free account, you can pretty much do anything you need when it comes to some basic design or marketing needs, whether it's creating a flyer, a blog graphic, a YouTube thumbnail, or a YouTube end card, you can do it all in Canva. Two of the big benefits to Canva is it's super easy to use and they have a ton of existing templates that make it super easy for you to plug and go. It's not like those Microsoft templates that look like they were made all the way back in the 90s. Canva is super modern and slick. I use Canva for all of my blog featured images, and what I'll do is I'll create a baseline template that my virtual assistant then builds upon for all the different posts that they have to create. What I'll also do is I'll put together some downloadables. For example, any downloadable on my YouTube channel was created first in Canva, and then what I'll do is I'll have my virtual assistant help me out in creating other versions of different downloads using that same core template. The second graphic tool that I can recommend is a combination of two high-quality stock image websites, and that is Pixabay as well as Unsplash. The reason why I love these two sites is because they have some really high definition and quality stock images that don't give off that traditional stocky feel. So it can be a really great way for you to break up some text that you have in a long-form blog post, or to just work in some B-roll into your YouTube videos if you're a creator. I use Unsplash a ton for my videos, thumbnails, B-roll, as well as a ton of blog content that I prepare and create content for. Shifting gears to organization tools, this first tool I was originally going to recommend was Trello, but after using this new tool, I have completely begun migrating from Trello and started using Notion. The reason why I love Notion is because it is a full suite tool for productivity. So it is a great way for you to get your thoughts organized, for you to create Kanban boards for your teams, and also to create different databases that you can reference really easily. It is like the combination of Trello, Asana, Airtable, and a ton of different productivity tools all in one. So what I did a few weeks ago was I migrated all of my boards in Trello into Notion using their auto importer, and as a result, my team's productivity has significantly increased. It makes it super easy for you to collaborate between team members, to leave comments on different work, as well as to incorporate different sources of information. For example, I had these virtual assistant SOP guides in Google Docs, and I would have these links to these video recordings that I had done in Loom. However, Notion makes this even better of an experience for my virtual assistant because it allows me to embed a Loom video into the actual Notion page itself. It is super cool and it's free to use, and so I definitely recommend Notion if you have not already tried them out. The second tool that I recommend when it comes to content marketing is Google Sheets, and the reason why is because it has some great collaboration features, and also it's great for people that don't want to necessarily introduce new tooling to their freelancers. So Google Sheets can be a great way for you to run blog audits, to run different analysis based on your Google Analytics data, or to simply get your content marketing all in one place. Another benefit of Google Sheets is that you can integrate it with something like Zapier, and as a result, when certain things move along in a particular tool, you can have it feed into Google Sheets and update the status of a particular cell or column. I still use these sorts of free integrations with some of my older projects that are still on Trello that I haven't yet moved over to Notion. So I highly recommend Google Sheets when it comes to getting back to the basics of getting organized. That leads me to my number one backend infrastructure tool I can recommend when it comes to content marketing, and that is Zapier. Zapier allows you to talk between applications that you already use and allows you to set up triggers for each different core action that happens in one app to impact something in another app. All of its integrations makes it super easy to talk between applications. So one of the integrations I still have between my old Trello boards and my Google Sheets is that whenever somebody moves a Trello card to a certain stage in the pipeline or the Kanban board, what happens is Zapier triggers an event, and as a result, it will mark that particular content marketing piece as complete or ready for approval in my content tracker. Now, you have to note that their free account has been throttled quite a bit in recent years. That being said, though, you'll still have a few connections, enough so to get started and get familiar with the tool. Now that I've overwhelmed you with all of these content marketing tools, you're probably wondering, what is that all-in-one tool that you were mentioning at the beginning of this video? Well, that tool is SEMrush, and it is my absolute favorite digital marketing tool. The reason why I love SEMrush and I've been a user for so many years is because it gives so many insights all in one place. It allows you to see, for example, how a domain is ranking for certain organic keywords, identify different long tail opportunities that your site may be missing. It also equips you with tools like the Keyword Magic tool, which pretty much does everything that those first 6 tools did at the beginning of this video that we went over. So it's an all-in-one solution, and it also even goes as far as analyzes your content when you copy and paste your content into their SEO content marketing toolkit. What it'll actually do is it'll tell you things like the readability score. It'll tell you things like what keywords to work in that aren't already worked into your piece. So it effectively does a ton of the things that we've covered in this video, but all on one site. There are some alternatives to SEMrush such as Ahrefs that you can use or Moz that I've referenced in the past, but personally I've always stuck with SEMrush because I've always been able to get results with them. So because SEMrush is a paid tool, some people are never able to use it. However, I've teamed up with them to have a special link in which if you use my affiliate link below in the video description, you're gonna get a trial that's double the length of the standard trial. It's a great way for you to get a feel for the tool itself and then to see what it's like to have a Swiss Army knife when it comes to content marketing tools. In the spirit of giving you guys a ton of value, if you run out of your trial with SEMrush and you decide not to continue with them, but you still want to get use out of a paid SEO tool, then check out Moz next. They have a free trial that you can then use after your SEMrush trial. Also, if you're looking for another free alternative, you can use something like Ubersuggest. That being said, I personally don't use Ubersuggest because it requires you to grant permissions to your Google Analytics that I'm personally not comfortable with. However, it is a free tool that is aiming to be a competitor to these paid tools, so by all means check it out and see for yourself whether or not it can meet your needs. There are two big takeaways when it comes to today's video. The first one is that remember that there is always a free option. I've included a free tool for every category of tool that we've gone over today. So don't feel like you have to spend a ton of money in order to do digital marketing effectively. The second big takeaway is don't worry if the free tool that you use today ultimately becomes paid. The reality is that there is simply too much money to be made in the digital marketing space for the 1% of users that ultimately pay for a tool, that there are going to be a ton of alternatives and competitors that pop up for a particular function. Now I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments below, which of these new tools or websites are you most excited to check out and start using? If you haven't already and you found this video helpful, I'd greatly appreciate it if you take a second and hit that like button below. By doing so, you're gonna help this video get pushed to more people that are looking for great digital marketing tools. Also, feel free to share this with anybody that you think might benefit from learning about this list of tools. Lastly, if you're still watching this video, then clearly you care about this sort of content. So if you haven't already, consider subscribing by hitting that red button as well as that notification bell to get new videos every single week. I'll take you from zero to self-starter as we grow your business, get more customers, and hone your business acumen. That's it for this time though. I'll catch you guys next time when we go over how to create a lead magnet quiz, 3 easy steps that you can take. In the meantime though, check out these videos that I think you might like.